Yo, what's up guys? This is Rise and welcome to another video. The Ultra League is about to switch into our league, switch in the Go Battle League, and we have some amazing teams for you to try and test out in this brand new meta, debuting a lot of new faces in the Ultra League. We asked some of the best trainers as per usual, as we do on a near weekly basis with the help of my friend Inadequence, the World Championship finalist, who is able to put together these helpful graphics so you guys know what the heck to run in these respective leagues. Without further ado, let's just get straight into some of these teams to help you climb here early on in this Go Battle League season. We scooch on over as per usual, and we start off with Jox, a terrific trainer from over in Portugal, ranked 23 GBL leaderboarder last season, and he is suggesting Steelix, Jellicent, and Shadow Gliscor. So a team that probably could have already been used last season, but with that Fury Cutter buff to Gliscor, it's going to be so much more dangerous, so much more prevalent, and I will be intrigued to see how Gliscor performs in the meta. He's opting for, it looks like Aerial Ace and Earthquake on the Gliscor, and we'll see how this team is able to perform for Jox. Next team comes from Scafo, another GBL leaderboarder, Italian player, one of the top finishers at the World Championships a few seasons ago in Japan. And he's running Primeape in the lead, Lapras, and Bellibolt. And this may be the meta for Bellibolt, where it can really take advantage of that bulk. It has access to Sucker Punch for some reliable fast attack pressure, and then buffing its defense with Parabolic Charge, and then the hard-hitting Zap Cannon. Of course, we'll take quite some time to get to that Zap Cannon with Sucker Punch, but Bellibolt is certainly going to be a force to be reckoned with in the Ultra League. And then we move on to Zwiles. Or actually, let's go with the description of that team. Shields are best used on Primeape, the only fragile Pokemon on this team. Lead and Swap are being countered. Preserve shields for Bellibolt to close. So, yeah, I feel like Bellibolt is so strong. You can use it as a Pokemon when shields are down to hit that Zap Cannon, or if shields are still up, you can just keep on boosting yourself with Parabolic Charge, and it can function as a Pokemon that's strong with shields down or shields up as well. Next, Zwiles is one of the top trainers, not just in Europe, but really the world, and he is running Virizion, Ampharos, and Toxtricity. I almost forgot the name for a sec. He says you can also flip Virizion for Drifblim, apparently, in this team. It says Ampharos lures out the ground-type Pokemon to unlock Toxtricity's newfound sweeping potential. Could use Drifblim instead of Virizion for Tinkaton coverage. Makes sense. Now with Acid, of course, Toxtricity, I think, has a lot more play. And that Power-Up Punch, Wild Charge combination can be pretty devastating. You bait with a Power-Up Punch, then land the Wild Charge. Oh my goodness, that Wild Charge doing so much damage. Zwiles hit #1 in the world, by the way, this past Go Battle League season. We scroll on down to two more trainers, two more teams. Mish, leaderboarder, top 100, very impressive this past season. Running Shadow Gliscor, Fury Cutter, Aerial Ace, Earthquake, Safe Switch, Bellibolt, and Shadow Alolan Sandslash, still a strong Pokemon as the closer in this team. Bellibolt draws out the ground-type Pokemon, so the Core Breaker, Alolan Sandslash can sweep in the back. And honestly, if you look at a lot of these teams, I feel like Sandslash has some great play. I mean, good against Steelix, Gliscor as a Core Breaker. Maybe not the best against this team from Scafo, but has a lot of play against this team from Zwiles as well, especially if it's a Drifblim in the lead more so. So yeah, I feel like Sandslash could be a nice Core Breaker, especially for Arceus Aurelius' team. This does not want to see a Sandslash that much. Galarian Weezing, Cradily, and Zygarde. Opting for the Bullet Seed on Cradily still is interesting. Triple counters Bellibolt. This was Icelandic Lapras' idea. He said Galarian Weezing can use either Brutal Swing for Tentacruel or Overheat for Tinkaton and Corviknight. I think Overheat just comes in handy more often than Brutal Swing. But I can see it either way. Maybe it's a preference type of thing. But yeah, if you don't have Overheat, Misha's Alolan Sandslash might actually take this team to town. So that is the first set of teams. We've got 5 more for you. Kaifia, one of the top finishers at the European International Championships, also ranked 54 Go Battle League this past season. Drapion, looks like regular form, Shadow Primeape, and Corviknight. Corviknight maybe can take more advantage of its bulk in Ultra League. Versatile team with flexibility and movesets. Drapion could also work with Sludge Bomb for fairy types, and Primeape could also use Ice Punch for Glass Core. Makes sense. And I would have to agree, these are probably 3 of the most flexible Pokemon in the entire like Go Battle League. So one of the more flexible teams you could run if you're someone that likes to play more flexible and not try to hard punish as much. Alpha Phoebe, co-caster of mine with Play Pokemon, ranked 479 GBL leaderboarder, so got onto the leaderboards this past season. Shadow Dusknoir. Dude, I always struggled. That's how you say it, right? Dusknoir? That's it? Is that it? Corviknight. For some reason, that it's hard for me to pronounce that. Credilli and Corviknight, as we said. Use Dusknoir. It sounds so weird to me. Am I saying that right? For some reason, that's like the one name that trips me up so much. To RPS neutral or winning leads. If losing the lead fight for switch or shield advantage with Corviknight, safe swap. Yeah, Corviknight, unless you get met by like a Talonflame, that could be pretty devastating with Flame Charge or like a Typhlosion. Corviknight often a really solid safe switch. And Credilli, as we know with that Rock Tomb coverage, a solid closer. Man, if you are not prepared for this Shadow Dusknoir, it is an absolute menace. Next, we have the Gengar Life, running Shadow Galarian Weezing. He's opting for the Brutal Swing Sludge variant. Galarian Moltres, and also the Gastrodon in the back. This seems more like a try to win the lead type team, because these back 2 Pokemon I feel like are very polarizing picks. Overheat also works for Weezing. Moltres works the best with shields down. Keep in mind, a high-rank Gastrodon reaches a bulk point against Lapras. That's good to know. So if you have a really high-rank Gastrodon, meaning good PvP IVs, that will help it in the Lapras matchup, in which Weezing might struggle a little bit more because you're taking super effective Psywaves. Also, Gengar Life Shadow hit rank 9 on the GBL leaderboard this past season. Next, we have Chemcoop, runner-up at the Portland Regionals just recently. He is running Guzzlord, Jellicent, and Skeledirge, an ABB team with Jellicent drawing out the Ghost type, counters such as Feraligatr or Galarian Moltres. I can't read today. So that Skeledirge can sweep. Yep, makes a lot of sense. Classic ABB. And then Guzzlord, like let's say you draw out a Feraligatr or a Moltres like he says. Maybe you get a nice farm with Guzzlord, hopefully. Maybe get a shield or something. And then we know how dangerous that Skeledirge can be as a sweeper with that combination of Incinerate and Torch Song ramping up your attack. So that could be a really effective strategy. I could see sweeping with the Incinerate user in the back. And last, but certainly not least, one of the most popular content creators in all of Pokemon Go, we have Jonkus, ranked 449 GBL leaderboarder last season, running Galarian Moltres, Bellibolt, and Gastrodon. Galarian Moltres and Bellibolt have strong coverage with their buffed attacks. This team gives Ghost-type Pokemon a hard time. I can certainly see that. Double Sucker Punch users, maybe like a Fairy type in the lead would be tough, but every team's going to have some sort of weakness. And, yeah, maybe more of an ABA style team where you might have to stay in, soft lose with certain Pokemon. I could see if you saw like a Unovan Stunfisk, right? This could be pretty tough. You might have to just stay in and soft lose that, but hopefully then you set up your Bellibolt to sweep in the back. So cool team from Jonkus and cool team from everybody that we featured on this video. As per usual, hopefully you guys have at least one of these teams, or maybe more than one, that you can use in the Ultra League. Maybe it inspired you some ideas, and you don't have to always take the team, you know, Pokemon for Pokemon. Sometimes you can make your own adjustments. I personally find when I build my own teams and have my own thought process behind it, I typically am able to find the most success in my Go Battle League runs, but that's not always the case. Some people are more adept at, you know, copying other people's teams and finding success there, and that's sometimes the case for me, maybe just not as frequently. So cool stuff. Thank you to all these trainers, and thank you as always to Inadequence for supplying these graphics. You can find the full downloadable graphic link in the description if you want it handy to reference as we enter the Ultra League meta. All that said, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment, subscribe if you're new. And all that said, thank you once again. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.